You are listening to the Gospel-Centered Education Podcast, brought to you by Community Christian School in Tallahassee, Florida.
Hello and welcome to the Gospel-Centered Education Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Augersinger, and this is my co-host, Kelly Allen. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Tom. Today we're going to be discussing some exciting updates that God is doing at CCS and revealing some upgrades that we're doing this fall. And there's a lot going on at CCS.
There's a lot. It's really, really cool. We want to get into it. Before we do that, though, I want to extend a special welcome to all of the new families at CCS. We've got a lot of new families.
We sure do.
It's exciting. And just so glad, this is a great time for them to be coming on board. And the other cool thing is that we have a lot of alumni families.
It's so cool to see. We've been here for many years, and it's just such a blessing to see them come back.
It is, right? And so these people will come up to me and they have kids. And I'm like, wait, I taught you way back in the day.
Yep.
And they're like, yes. And then my next thought is, wow, I'm old. It's just extremely, it's very humbling, but it's great. I love it.
Great.
It says a lot about a school, I think, when alumni want to have their kids there.
It sure does.
I think that's a good thing. I really do. So anyway, let's jump into we got a lot of questions and then answers, so let's jump in.
Yes. Okay. So every year there's a spiritual theme that has been prayerfully considered by you and Mr. Collier, Mr. Jeff Collier, our spiritual formation program director.
Yes.
So what's this year's theme?
This year's theme, really excited about this theme. Be wholehearted. Sounds simple. Basically, there's lots of ways to approach it. It's kind of rooted in really Isaiah 38. It's also rooted with the Hezekiah story. It's also rooted in Joshua 1 and that idea of, don't look to the left or right, just do what you do and what you're called to do. So there's that. And that's also rooted in the great commandment, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, Matthew 22. And so that it's rooted in those things. Basically, we want to be wholehearted to the Lord in the Lord's view, and we also want to do our work in a wholehearted manner. So there's kind of two pieces that we'll be unpacking throughout the year.
Awesome. So this is something that the staff gets on board with.
Yes, that's right. We all kind of use this and help us to stay aligned and focused spiritually throughout the year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I would imagine CCS needs a lot of prayer.
Yeah, we do, and that's another thing I want to make sure we bring up in this update edition, summer update edition. Once everybody hears all the stuff that's going on and what we're doing and what God's doing, there's going to be pushback to that from Satan, the enemy of our souls, and we need to be circumspect about that, not be fearful, but circumspect. And we need to realize that intercessory prayer is the engine that runs this ministry organization.
Yes.
Without that, we're exposed, and we really need to have that covering of prayer. I want another shout out for Moms in Prayer. If people have not done that so far, they've never done it, or they're considering whether to do it next year, I really encourage them. It's once a week on Monday mornings, I think it is. I think it's Mondays next year. And it's a great organization, Moms in Prayer. We're also going to be doing a new prayer thing, actually, for parents on Wednesdays, once a month at about around 8 o'clock in the morning. So when they drop kids off, and it's going to be on Wednesday when Community Chapel happens.
Oh, that's great.
Once that starts, and about once a month, I'm going to meet folks who want to, and we'll get together and pray for 15 minutes or so.
Okay. Will that be at school?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's like parents need prayer too,
Yeah.
And certainly we do. So yeah, super important to stay focused on intercessory prayer.
Yes, and I love the community aspect of Community Christian School. I mean, just meeting together and praying together. It's such a cool thing about our school.
Yeah.
So I've worked with you for a while now.
Yeah.
And
bless your heart.
You have stated publicly that CCS is to be an extraordinary school. So to you, and I've heard you say a little bit of what that means, but tell us, what does that mean to you?
That's a great question. To me, it really comes down to having a spirit of continuing to innovate and improve every area of the school as we are serving the Lord and serving people. So it's that idea of continuing to grow and just get better at what we do. But the key is in every area, because it's easy to focus on one or two areas that get the most press or that people are the most concerned about or whatever, and that's important. But really, an extraordinary organization, I think, is outstanding in every area They're still going to be better in some than others, but basically they're all excellent. They're all outstanding. And so I use the word extraordinary, because it is unusual today to find that. And so that's what our goal is, and that's a long-term aspirational goal. That's what we're aiming for as we go forward. So it's embedded in our mission statement. That's important. The whole idea of answering the call, preparing young visionary leaders to answer the call of God, no matter what. Well, that implies that there's growth. In order to do that, you have to keep growing, staying open to what the Lord wants, what He's doing, how He's leading you, teaching you, growing you. It ties into our new leadership program that we have, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So all of that, we're going to just trust the Lord to move us forward as we do all that.
Okay, so that is a great segue to talk about the campus expansion project.
Yes.
So what's the latest with that?
So the initials we use, the acronym CEP, the Campus Expansion Project, has gone away. We've moved on to the next piece, which we're talking about in a minute. But the CEP itself was really us understanding what people wanted and what they were looking for. And so it was the survey and the follow-up focus group sessions and all that. Today we'll address a lot of those individual points. That's kind of the main center point of this whole podcast. So basically we completed the CEP process, and now we're entering into, because we love acronyms at CCS, the CIT process, which is the Campus Improvement Team. And that's pretty exciting. So real quick, the Campus Improvement Team involves professionals in the community, and not just professionals, but outstanding professionals. So we have representatives from Mad Dog Construction, we have representatives from Moore Bass Consulting and Engineering, and we have also representatives from Hoy Stark Architects.
So CCS is in good hands.
In good hands. I'll be a part of the CIT. Our facilities coordinator, Joshua Underwood, will be part of that team. And we'll also have a board liaison that will be on that team as well. So we have already begun to meet, and we're laying plans, which we'll get into a little bit today, as far as timelines and some of those things. So I'm pretty excited, really excited. The first deliverable of the CIT is actually in the winter, this coming winter. And they're going to provide us with the first master campus plan that CCS has had that I'm aware of since the beginning of the school.
Wow.
So we're coming up to the 50th anniversary. It's about time we have a new campus plan.
Well, yeah.
And you're right. So anyway, so I'm excited about that, and we have a great team of people that are going to help us do that in a way that's actually doable, feasible, in the economic environment we're in the permitting environment we're in, because it's complex.
Wonderful.
Yep, it is. It's a good thing. It really is. So.
Okay, so CCS is a school, but it's also a ministry.
Yes.
And we were talking a little bit about the complexities of all that. It's complicated.
It is complicated.
Yeah. So how does leadership plan for the future?
It's a really good question, because planning for what we call a ministry organization, because we are a ministry, clearly, we're a gospel-centered school. We're also an organization. We have almost 80 employees. We have facilities to manage, and we don't have a covering organization that does all that for us. So we have to do all that. So the first way I would say, how does the leadership of CCS plan? On our knees. And that's important to state. It's not an exaggeration. It's not just for effect. We plan on our knees to start with, because we're not smart enough or wise enough to do this well. We admit that. Secondly, we involve really, really good people, which is the CIT and others that we'll talk about more in a minute. So we use planning windows, and this is something that we've coalesced over the last couple of months since our last podcast. We're looking at, and we won't go into much detail, but just to drop the seed, we got a 3-year planning window, a 5-year planning window, a 10-year planning window, and then a 50-year planning window.
Okay.
So what will CCS look like at the age of 100? Isn't that kind of fun to think about?
It's very cool.
Because then everybody's going to go, well, you have no way of knowing. Well, true. And trying to imagine where anything is going to be 50 years from now is a mind game stretch, right? But it is interesting to ponder, what is our preferred future? Where do we want to be? And then the Lord can course correct through the Holy Spirit and the Word. in the interim time. So anyway, so those 4 planning windows, 3, 5, 10, and then the horizon, which is the 50-year, that's really exciting. So everything we're doing in the meantime, all budgeting, personnel, curriculum, everything, should align with that longer-term longitudinal look. So that's how we're trying to plan.
That's awesome. I never would have thought that you guys would be thinking out 50 years, because you think like we're on the horizon of our 50th.
That's right.
And gosh, just to think of the start of the school and then 100 years in, what people were thinking when they started CCS.
I know. Would they ever have? I don't know. They would ever conceived 50 years.
Yeah.
I think the reality is we're going to be here as long as God wants us to be here.
That's right. We might
That's
as well
not a
plan for it.
cop-out.
Yeah.
It's true. But having said that, our preferred future is we're here, we're flourishing, and God's doing really cool things in the year 2077.
Yes, yes.
I don't think
goodness.
I'll be around to see it, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Hey, okay, so that's a segue into this summer. He's also doing cool things this summer.
That's cool.
So what are the major summer projects that CCS is working on?
Well, there's a lot of them. We're going to I'll focus on the construction projects. First of all, we have Bethesda moving to a new home underneath the auditorium. And Bethesda is our special ed extension program where we serve kids that can't be served in their regular ed services department.
Okay.
So they're moving down there.
They were in primary.
They were in primary, yep. But that room is going to become the new 3rd kindergarten room.
Wow.
We have 3 kindergartens next year. Really cool. The Bethesda, one thing cool about the new Bethesda space is they're going to have actually an oven, and they're going to have some things they can use to do more of those life skill kind of development things, which I love. So
and I've heard some special things about this oven.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there other special things?
Yeah, I think it's like a super safe oven where you can touch it and not burn yourself.
You can touch it and not burn yourself?
Yeah.
Huh.
I know.
Who knew? I didn't even know there's
Don't
a
quote
cook
me on
anything.
that.
Or is it, okay, I just wonder. Okay, just maybe. Hopefully it does.
It's a special oven.
Another really big thing that people are going to go, why did you do this? But then when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. We're going to flip the main office.
Okay.
So what used to be my office, which was technically the back of the main office.
It has been a weird entrance.
Right? Because people come in and go, and the sign says, walk around the side to go to the front. It's
right.
Like, nobody ever understood that. When I first came here many, many, many years ago, when the church was here, I didn't understand it then either. It was just the way they designed it. No big deal. So anyway, so we finally said, you know what? This doesn't make any sense.
I would think safety-wise.
Yeah, security-wise was a big reason. We had TPD and Tallahassee Police Department, and they said, you need to have one main entrance, not like 87.
Right.
So, and it also connects with the perimeter fence, which we'll talk about in a minute.
That's great.
Yeah, so anyway, so my office is now where the old reception area is.
Okay.
That's literally in the back of the building, away from the parking lot. So my office, which is next to the parking lot, so to speak, is where the new reception area will be.
Okay.
Other offices are pretty much the same. But what's really cool is that our nurse, Anna Nelson, finally has her own private space.
Well, that's wonderful.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So now kids that need to lay down on the cot for a little while can do it in her office where there's space to do it, and they don't have to be in the hallway.
Wonderful.
Huge improvement, right?
Yeah.
Really, really huge improvement. So flipping the main offices is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a helpful security-wise, for the nursing situation, therefore for all the kids that take advantage of that, et cetera. We already talked about the 3rd kindergarten space, lots of new carpet, new paint in the secondary building. Another change this year that's not construction, but there's been a lot of work on adjusting the secondary schedule to allow those juniors and seniors that would normally be over here at King's Crossing to be able to mix with their classes more often.
Which is some of the feedback.
That was some of the feedback, right? So there's been some adjustments to do what we can to deal with that problem along the way. We also, yes, we do have a new primary playground coming.
Okay.
It's a little bit delayed. We've found that working with construction situations, at least in this situation here in Tallahassee, there can be a lot of delays. And I don't know whether it's supply chain or whatever it is. I mean, we paid the money, so it's not that. So basically now it's supposed to be set up and going in early fall.
Okay.
I hesitate to put a date on it. I think it may be in September, but we'll see. But it's on the
So the
books.
kids can expect a new playground.
That's right. At some point in the fall. So they have to, delayed gratification.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for
Wonderful.
that. But it's coming. It really is. And replace the old one. So a lot going on.
Yeah, that's great. Let's talk about security updates.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Like I said, perimeter fence, again, we've started to do our payment for that. We're working with Blue Line Fencing Company, which we're really excited about. Great company. They've been super helpful to us. It will be a combination, as I've said, it'll be a combination of the 1-inch aluminum black fencing, 6 feet, along with some sections of chain link that are not front facing, et cetera.
Okay.
That'll also be commercial grade. So it'll be a great fence. We're gonna, our particular situation, we need a lot of gates, and so therefore a lot of fobbed gates where you can use electronic entry, which boosted the price, as I said, nearly $200,000 for that. But also it takes time. We also have to update our survey of our property, or at least double check that if we need to update it in order for us to install the fence.
Okay.
So we're waiting for the survey results. Once that's done, and what they'll do is they'll be working on the fence probably throughout the school year, but in ways that don't impinge and impact the students.
Okay.
So I'm hopeful by the end of the school year it'll be all complete. Maybe even by December, we'll see.
That's wonderful.
Yep. Yeah, I think it'll be good. New cameras here at Kings Crossing, elsewhere. We can't install those until the fence is done, because we want to make sure we have the right sight lines and everything. So we're all poised and ready for that, but it's a sequence, right, of things that have to happen.
So the ball is rolling.
The ball is rolling. We're looking at some updates for the Zero Eyes AI-empowered software that allows us to recognize weapons, those kind of things. We're looking at some upgrades in that as well. So there's a lot of really important things happening with security.
That's wonderful. So a lot of our feedback from the survey was the secondary space.
Yeah.
So when will we see movement on the new secondary space?
It's a really good question, and I have a pretty good answer at this point for that. We don't know exactly. I mean, we just don't. I mean, we know that when we look at building new secondary space on this campus, that's what that CIT, Campus Improvement Team, that's what they're going to focus on. This is what we're going to focus on.
Okay.
And so we get the master campus plan that will essentially tell us what we can build, where, on this campus and the adjoining campuses. And then when is the next question, right? So it could be anywhere between 2029 to 2031 by the time there's actually a move-in of a new space.
Okay.
Well, why is that? Well, because what I said before, there is a sequence to this. And the master campus plan, the feasibility study, if you will, comes first. Then comes the actual, how do we pay for it? And then there is the actual construction part. There's the permitting in there as well. So lots of steps, but we're working as hard as we can, and we're working with great people. So I'm hopeful in that time frame, that 29 to 31 time frame, and we'll make it more specific once we know.
Right.
So that's the real general sense. Once the master campus plan is complete, we'll know more.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on.
Okay. So we had in the spring our State of the School event.
Yep.
And there were some other issues that were raised than what we've talked about today.
Sure.
So what are the next steps regarding, let's say, uniforms?
Yeah. Yep. So we got 2 or 3 that we have on the docket, one of which is uniforms. And we're going to be sending out a survey in the fall to kind of get a more targeted idea of what people are thinking about uniforms.
Okay, so we can look out for that
We
survey.
can look out for that in the fall. Baseball team, we're kind of in the
That's a big one.
It's a big one,
Yeah.
and we're in the middle of a feasibility study. I've been working with Scott, our AD, and so we're trying to make sure the right pieces are together to actually do this well. And I know I said that the last time, but it takes time,
right?
Because this is a big decision for us. So we're hoping for a final decision in the early fall. That's what we're hoping for.
Okay, so you don't want to do it unless you can do it well, though.
Yep, you don't want to do it if you can't do it well. Yeah, because otherwise, if you're not competitive, then people won't want to be a part of the team.
Right.
It's just that simple. So we're trying to cross those T's before we get all into it, because we want to do it really, really well.
Okay.
Creative arts team, we're going to be working together this fall to basically lay down a more thorough, more comprehensive vision of the arts at CCS, beyond our wonderful theater program, beyond the tremendous elementary art we have, visual art, beyond Latour and the mixed arts that they do at the secondary level. Beyond that, where are we heading over the next 3, 5, 10, 50 years? in the arts as well.
Okay.
So both the athletic program and the arts program are undergoing that visioning process right now. The fall, I'm going to be focusing specifically on the arts and what we need to do.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I think that's good.
Okay. And another thing that we've talked about is the admissions process.
Yeah.
And tightening that up.
Yeah. Yep.
So have we?
Yeah. And the short answer is yes. Yeah, we've made it better.
Okay.
We've made it better. I think it was good before, to be honest. I think we were really doing a lot to screen well, but I know that was a concern that clearly came out of the state of the school and the CEP and all that. So we want to continue to listen to the Lord in it, and we want to have really good systems and processes. And a good shout out to Debbie Leonard and her team.
She's wonderful.
And they're doing great work. And so I would say that there's been a real progress in helping to ensure that we're building a community of wholehearted families who want what CCS has to offer, and they're glad to be here. And we just have a growing number of those families. A lot of our new families, that's exactly where they are, and most of our veteran families as well. So we're just trying to continue to drill down on that and do a better job of it. And the word's really getting out on that. People are understanding more about who we are, what we stand for, what the CCS way of doing things is, and there are a lot of people who appreciate that.
Wonderful. I know I do. I know my family does. Okay, so you talked a little bit about Bethesda before. Is that cohort growing?
Yes, actually it is. We've capped the first section of Bethesda.
So you had to cap it.
Yep,
wow.
we had to cap it.
Okay.
And again, that's for a group of students who would not be served by being in the regular classroom all the time. They're going to need more individualized attention even than our tutors and other areas of special ed will do. And so these kids, we have some kids who are with autism in there. We have other people as well. It's not just autism. So, but they have greater learning needs that can be met through our regular special ed program. So yeah, and it's really a niche thing, Kelly, because there's not a lot of schools who do it well.
Right.
And by God's grace, great leadership by Lawson Smith, who is now retired, and now Suzanne Watson is our new Ed Services Director. She's awesome. And so thanks to the great work that they've done and are doing, the word's getting out, and people are realizing this is a great place to be. And so we hope to add a second section of Bethesda by the 27-28 school year.
That's wonderful.
It's really exciting, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Because we feel called to serve that group.
Yes.
Yeah,
awesome.
We really do.
Okay, so what's happening on the academic front?
Probably the biggest thing right now is the launch of the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program.
Okay, that's the IBMY.
IBMY,
yes.
And that's going to serve our 6th through 10th graders. And actually, Joshua Eller, the secondary principal, and I are going to start a new series called the Explainer Series. We're actually going to do this with other areas at CCS.
Yeah.
And so the first segment will be on the IBMY program. What is it? What does it mean? What will it matter to everybody? Why are we doing it? All of those questions.
I love that you're having the explainer because it's a lot.
It's a lot, right? And those explainers are going to be 60 to 90 seconds. So people can get to those on our website, get to those on YouTube once they're posted, and they'll be able to go, well, what is it? And there'll be an explainer that'll give you a 60-second thing on what is this, and then kind of go through the various FAQ. So it's like a video FAQ.
Yes, wonderful.
Which can be really helpful to people, I think.
Yeah, and you can go back to it.
Yeah.
As well.
Exactly.
Like if you don't get everything the first time, you look at it again.
Rewatch it, 100%. The other thing to keep in mind is that the IBMY in general is a framework. It's a way of teaching. It doesn't change our curriculum, doesn't change our focus on the Lord or on the Bible or anything like that. But it's a world-recognized and applauded way of teaching, especially in the middle school years, when it's difficult to know nowadays what to do exactly in the middle school.
Right.
Well, this program has been tremendously successful. And there's a lot of project-based learning, but in a really healthy, and there's an increase in some ways of student choice, which is a good thing when it's managed well. So Joshua will give you all the details people need, but I am very excited about this program because it will give a real true identity, I think, to the academic portion beyond just being biblically centered and biblical worldview oriented. But from an academic standpoint, it really is fantastic.
Yes, and with 2 kids in middle school,
Yeah.
and from what I've heard, I'm very excited about it.
Good, I'm glad, and we're going to work hard at it for sure.
Yes, so, okay, let's pause right here.
Yeah.
I just want to invite everybody listening to our 50th anniversary gala on February 18th through the 20th.
Yeah, it's a whole weekend, but the gala I think will be on that Saturday.
Yes, the gala is on that Saturday. It's our 50th anniversary. We've been around for 50 years.
Amazing.
Yes.
Cool.
It is cool.
It is.
So
Praise the Lord.
The gala is going to be at the Marriott AC Hotel in downtown Tallahassee. So don't miss it. Please put that on your calendars.
Yes, please. We'll send out save the dates this fall.
Yes.
But just want to make sure it gets on people's calendar. It's going to be very exciting.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot of people back from throughout the history of CCS. We hope to have heads of school, board members, teachers, students,
lots of alumni. Oh, yeah.
So we're just going to really, and there'll be some other events throughout the year, but that's going to be the main focus, is that February 18th through 2028.
Yes.
It'll be so fun.
It's going to be great.
So looking forward to it. Yep. So we got a couple more questions I think we can go to.
Okay. Do we have a full complement of core members
for the fall
on board for the fall? Because if you're looking at social media, it says we're hiring.
That's right. And the short answer is yes.
Yes. Okay.
Praise God.
Yes.
And not only do we have positions filled with people who have degrees or whatever, we have great people.
And these are new positions being filled,
Some
correct?
of them are. Some of them are replacements. Some of them are new.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, one of the things we prayed for over the years was to have multiple good candidates for every position.
Yes.
Well, I think, to your point, I think everybody by now knows that the education field sector is one where there's not as many people going into it.
Right.
Therefore, schools are getting fewer candidates and sometimes less qualified candidates. We've seen the opposite this year. We've had, for almost every position, multiple good candidates, which means we can choose the best. And that's what we've done. So we have a tremendous new cohort of new faculty and staff, so core members, that's what we call everyone that works at CCS. And so it's really amazing. And honestly, I can honestly say this, it's the strongest overall core that I can remember in the history of the school. And I've been here a long time. We've had lots of great cohorts of people.
Oh, for sure.
But overall, as they say, pound for pound, overall, it's a tremendously talented group of people.
Wonderful.
And so, what happens, I think, is that really talented people tend to attract really talented people. And there begins to be a culture that's being built. And I hope that's what's happening because of that idea of being extraordinary. Hopefully that's helping to fuel that. So anyway, it's really exciting.
Awesome. Okay. So on the communication front, that was something that we discussed at the City of the School, all the different ways that we do communicate.
Yep, we talked about that.
But we're kind of simplifying some things a little bit and adding some new things.
Yes, we're trying to. Communication, again, for all of the technology and everything, it still can be complicated. So there's lots of things we're doing. I'll focus today just on a couple things. One, we are going to be using the Parent Square app. We talked about that before. That will be helpful as far as just regular school communications. That will not begin until January 27.
Okay.
In the fall, we'll be looking at adding in an extension of the Visitor U app that we use when people check in for events.
Okay.
There's another piece of that we're going to add, actually has a different name, and we're going to be introducing that with staff first and eventually with parents that will help with things like reunification. So we'll have a digital way to make sure we know where every kid is at all times, and then that can also be helpful for security situations and lockdowns and all of those things. So, but we're easing into that to make sure that everybody understands what we're doing. And so we're going to start that internally in the fall, work out the bugs and all of that kind of stuff, and then kind of continue from there. So that's two things we're doing. I'm still planning on doing, as I've said, I'm doing the quarterly ology meetings with parents.
Okay.
We'll let people know when it is. They can show up. I'm there to answer whatever questions I can.
Okay.
And there'll be a board liaison, most likely. Most of the time, there'll be a board liaison there as well.
That's great.
So we can field just random questions. We'll do our best to answer those questions.
Because questions come up, and you can't always get to everything, but now you're scheduling dedicated time in order for...
Correct. And I'm setting aside time in my schedule as a board member, and the board members will too, as far as I know, and they'll be able to be there for that. So that, we also have, I'm opening up Wednesday once a month at 8 o'clock in the morning before the elementary chapel. Then I'm going to show up in the conference room once a month and invite parents to come in and pray.
Wonderful.
So if they got stuff to pray about, and I think modern parents, there's always stuff to pray about.
Oh, for
sure.
sure.
That's been always true, right?
Yeah.
So they can come in and we can have a prayer time, and whatever they want to share, whatever prayer requests, pray over them, pray with them, and just, I think that'll be really a cool time.
Yeah.
I'm actually really looking forward to that.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's a lot of needs. And sometimes it's weird to go and get prayer for things, kind of, but this, hopefully people will be there anyway and they can just pop in and we can just pray. So I think it's not to replace, by the way, Moms in Prayer, nothing like that.
Right.
It's just once a month, me trying to engage specifically and minister to people, parents and families like that. So, and then Taproot Marketing and Frame, the video company, the film company, lots of cool things happen there. As we've said, they're going to be in a discovery phase in the fall, and then their deliverable will be coming in 2028 with the 50th anniversary and having a feature film kind of thing, and just a lot of things, and a lot of marketing materials, a lot of that kind of thing.
Yeah. So again, you don't want to miss the 50th.
Don't want to miss the 50th. That's exactly right.
Okay. So there's big changes. This is switching gears. There's big changes in the leadership program. So what's going on?
So here again, kind of like with the IBMY, Jeff Collier, the leadership director, is going to be doing an explainer series with me on this. So there'll be a lot more. Yeah. But for right now, the program it's no longer going to be called the Leadership Program, as creative as that program name was that I came up with all those years ago. Jeff.
Self-explanatory.
I know, right? So, but anyway, the new name is Forge Leadership, Forge. And I think and everything about the program really is the core of the program is the same. It's going to focus on self-service. It's going to focus on development of resilient character, all of those things with a strong missions emphasis and leadership, emerging leadership training. So that's going to really stay the same. There's a lot of things Jeff will tell us about in the explainer series that's details that are better. We'll leave that for him. The other thing that's important to know, and I think for parents and kids, to know that there's now more student choice. So there's basically what I would call 3 tracks they can choose. Okay. One track is the leadership track, and I believe that's the name of it. And basically, they don't have to do the outdoor portion. Okay. And that's a big change. Yeah. Then and that's a big deal to some students. To some students, it's a big deal. The kind of the middle one is I think they call it the adventure track. Jeff will correct me if that's not right. I think you're right. I think that's right. Yeah. And so and that's really that's the leadership program that we all know and love, right? So that's basically what it was. Yeah. And then you've got the Adventure X, which is basically the senior leaders, the kids that go deeper into leadership and take more leadership roles and all that. So, but the kids do get to choose. Yeah. And what's interesting is the vast majority of kids have chosen the adventure program. Yeah, it's funny because in my house, my daughter's she doesn't like outdoors very much, but having a taste of the adventure program, she wanted to go back to it. That's great. Yeah, and that's what we hope that a lot of kids will, and it seems that's the way it's going to play out. So but I think that's going to be a tremendously improved situation. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have options. It is. I've heard that CCS is going to launch an advancement office this fall. So what does that look like? Yeah, so advancement is a term. Sometimes people use the term development. Okay. It's used a lot in colleges, a lot in private schools, and a lot of Christian schools. Basically, it's an organized way to go about fundraising. Oh, okay. That's not all it is, but that's basically what it is. It's kind of a more professional, organized, good way to go about the process of resourcing the school. It's not just fundraising as in like Charger Warrior Challenge, that level, but it's also larger ticket items, things like building out the building out a new secondary space, that kind of thing. Just a lot more money involved. And so the Charter Advancement Office is something that I've been planning for a while, the board and I, and we're going to be launching it, soft launch this fall, kind of getting our feet on the ground with that. I'm talking to a lot of really well-versed people in the area of advancement, modern advancement, what that looks like. And just realizing that we're going to need support and resources beyond just the parent body.
Yeah.
We will need parents and grandparents and alumni, but we will also need resources through foundations and all those kinds of things, which we're already accessing, and some of that.
Wonderful.
So all of that. But there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. There's a way to do it well, and a way to not do it very well. So whereas as in all things, we're trying to do it really well, and also to stay gospel-centered.
Yeah.
As we do that, because I think the fear for a lot of Christians, when you start talking about that, you start talking about money or resources, and does that mean people are going to ask me for money and everything? Well, the reality is that you think about all the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
It takes resources to do.
Exactly.
To get better and better, it takes resources.
Yeah.
And so, but you have to do it well and do it in a relationally healthy way and a relationship-based way.
Right.
And that's what our plan is. The best advancement offices do it that way.
Yeah. And as a parent, who pays tuition, it's kind of nice that it's not all going to come from tuition.
Sure, right. Yeah.
Though I know some of it will, but
well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about the money situation at CCS, and I tend to be pretty open about these kind of things, right? So, 60-some% is covered by the state.
Right.
It's available, and I think now every family is taking advantage of it. So of the tuition, which is roughly around $13,000 as of 2026, 60-some% of that is paid for by the state.
Right.
The other 30-ish% is billed to the parents. But we offer financial aid for people that are qualified to get that.
Right.
So for some people, 95% of the cost of education at CCS is covered.
And not all schools offer that.
Not all schools offer it the way we offer it.
Right.
And so that's an important point,
It
right?
is.
I mean, it's, when people say to me sometimes, well, there's no way to afford, how do you afford to go to CCS? Well, I mean, we have some families that have in the past been able to attend CCS for an entire year for the price of one new truck payment.
Right.
Literally. So if you think about that, that's amazing. And that's because God has provided us with the way to do that.
Oh, for
and
sure.
He's led the state to do what they have done, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what I hope is more people will take advantage of financial aid as we go forward.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I don't want us to be afraid of talking about money.
Yeah, or talking about changes and building improvements or anything like that.
That's right, because that's what God seems to be doing, and that's what people seem to want us to do.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, good.
Okay, so that's all with the questions that I have for you.
That's a lot of questions, right?
It is. But I really want to build up season 4 of the podcast.
Yeah, season 4 is coming up here. This is just the summer edition.
It is. So
okay. Tell us about season 4. So what's going on with season 4?
Season 4 has so much going on.
Like everything else around
yes,
here?
it is jam-packed.
A lot going on.
Yeah, we have a variety of subjects that we're going to be covering.
Okay.
And they're almost like one-off episodes.
Okay, so not so many series maybe this year.
It's not so much as a series. We're covering the church's perspective on Christian education with Pastor Justin Wester.
Great.
The credibility of a Christian worldview with Mr. Billy Hutchinson of the Colson Fellows Program.
Yeah, good.
So we're going to have a lot of guests.
A lot of guests, and a lot of people are really outside the Tallahassee community this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll also interview some alumni, one of whom is a character artist from California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fun will that be?
Yeah, that'll be cool to see what he's doing.
Yep.
In addition, we're going to feature Dr. Sonia Cabell, who is a CCS parent.
Yes.
And she's going to discuss the importance of rich English and language arts for our primary grades.
Oh.
And I know CCS is passionate about that, and she is too. She has a TED Talk. She's wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yes. So there's just so much going on. We're going to revisit with Dr. Angela Long, and she's going to discuss with us CCS's AI global principles.
Yes, good.
Yeah,
because we went through the whole AI task force last year.
Yes.
We involved her a little bit at the end, but we're gonna follow up that task force with that thing this fall. Yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah, so she's excited to come back. And
Yeah.
that's all just for the fall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you've done great work in that, by the way. So as we come to a close here and we begin, it's like, I think I said this before we went on air today, but it's neat to be able to sit here and go, there are some amazing things going on at CCS.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing things. And amazing growth, and amazing movement towards extraordinary, amazing people, all those things. But at the end of the day, we exist to give glory and honor to the Lord Jesus Christ in everything that we do. So why are we doing all this? We're not doing this to earn His favor.
Right.
We're not doing this, just like I said before, just to look cool. Mm-hmm. Or even to be, hey, I want to go, everybody wants to go to CCS. Everybody will never go to CCS.
Right.
CCS is really right for a lot of people. It's not right for everybody. That's okay. But the glory for all of this, and really not just the glory, but the impetus, why do we want to be extraordinary, is because we have an extraordinary God who has gone to extraordinary lengths for us. In providing us with salvation through Jesus Christ, and providing us with His Word as revelation of who He is and who we're supposed to be in relation to Him. And then He's given us the Holy Spirit to walk out all this craziness that we just talked about, because it's a lot of craziness. It's cool, but it's a lot of craziness. And then in the meantime, to stay connected relationally and to not get so task-oriented we lose everything. Exactly. So anyway, so I'm personally super excited about what's happening at CCS, but I'm more excited even about what God will do, because what I'm doing is I've just started praying directly for revival at CCS. And I want to encourage everybody that's listening out there, and anybody that hears this podcast, and you're a follower of Jesus, I'm going to encourage you to pray for revival at our school. Now, we're also praying for revival in Tallahassee, and wherever He chooses to start the revival, I'm good. That's perfectly fine. But specifically, I'm praying that He will begin to send His Spirit in a powerful and unusual way on our campus this school year. So join us as we do that, please. And remember what we say at the end of every podcast, and that is, if you forget everything else we say, remember that Jesus Christ is Lord of all. Take care. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gospel Centered Education Podcast, brought to you by Community Christian School in Tallahassee, Florida. You can find us online at myccs.org.